So this is Hogg Country, Carmen Electric coming at you. We're getting ready to get back on the trail. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning, pouring down rain. We're on the road. We're heading to Big Brushy Trailhead campground, and we're gonna hike from there up to Foran Gap. But we're really just getting a good start. We hope to make it there and get on the trail before daybreak. Okay, we're at the trailhead. We're at Big Brushy Trail Complex, and we're getting ready to head on out. It's about, I guess it's about a little after 7. It's cloudy, been raining, but we got to get on the trail and get to moving. We've got about 15 miles to run today, so we're at the Big Brushy Trail Complex, and we're heading up to all the way to Foran Gap, I believe is the last stop, but we're going to stop about halfway and camp for the night and get picked up at Foran Gap. So we're going to get on the trail. We'll check back in a little bit. Okay, we're just stepping out. We're all parked back in the designated parking area, and it looks like these signs say Ouachita Trail this way. Yep, I see some blue markings. Oh, turkey. Must have been roosting in that tree right next to us. But anyway, we're getting ready to. We imagine the water's up a little bit, but of course I don't think on this leg we've got much water, except for where we're starting right now. We're getting ready to cross the creek here and pick back up on the trail, but we've had quite a bit of rain. It's been raining all morning. Poured down rain all the way as I was heading this direction. But I think Carmen and I are ready to get moving. Looks like there's a staircase going up to get us on the trail. We're gonna snap a few photos and get to running. We'll check back in later on. Carmen. Okay, we just crossed that bridge, and I'm just going to point out this is says Brushy Trail. It takes you a staircase up, and then there's some white markers, but we're not going that way. The blue markers are running right alongside a creek here, which I guess is maybe Filler Creek. I'm not certain, but anyway, we're going to follow these blue markers and head on up this road, it looks like, and then we'll cut back in the woods somewhere. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that you noticed that we weren't going up the staircase. So anyway, we're going to move on down the trail. Well, we're working our way up the trailhead, and I don't know if this is somebody's cache. It's kind of just laying everywhere, but anyway, it's just kind of laying here in the middle of the path. Don't see anybody around, but we're going to leave it alone and head on up the path. But okay, we're slowly approaching a sign. Looks like some paint. Carmen's trying to decide. Okay, so basically this is the Brushy Trail. So I'm guessing the trail we saw when we first started must circle around and end right here, or pick back up, and I'm not sure exactly where it goes from here, but anyway, that's the Brushy Trail, and you can see it's marked clearly, and then of Of course, it says OT. Ouachita Trail ahead. Ouachita Trail ahead. So it's clearly marked. But anyway, that's the Brushy Trail. But we're not going to stop for anything. We're just going to keep moving on. Carmen's on the right trail and she's ready to go. Just got a little excited over a squirrel up in this tree. I don't know if she'll... She went on past, so we're in good shape. On up the trail. Yep, that's what it looks like. So signs pointing straight ahead for OT. And then there's some white markings. And then there's a sign that says FS 813A. And some white markings pointing that direction. Well, we're not going that direction. I'm not sure exactly what's down there, but we're going to stay on the right trail and head on straight ahead. So we're still a few miles out from the shelter, but we're making pretty good time. Well, it's been raining on us a little bit, but not terrible, but definitely raining off and on, but we're okay, and we're reaching the first shelter location. I guess we're gonna hike up to it and just take a look at it. We're not gonna stay there, and then we got to get back on the trail. But I try to, if there's nobody at these shelters, I usually try to go to every one of them, but some of them are a little bit off the beaten path, and I think I read that this one's off the beaten path. But anyway, we're gonna hike up to it, take a little break for 15-20 minutes, and then get back on the trail. But Carmen's ready to go, so we're gonna move on down the trail. Okay, we've made it up the trail a little ways. Looks like the cabin is kind of just off almost like a little road here. You can definitely, looks like a vehicle's been up in here. But anyway, we're at Brushy Creek Mountain Shelter. And I think we're gonna get out of the rain for a minute. It's just misting right now, but we've had our share of a little rain. So anyway, we're gonna, looks like somebody left the tarp. We're gonna take a little break here, and but it's a really nice shelter. Looking down the mountain, it's got a fire pit and a picnic table. So nice shelter. Okay, I always try to show you a visual of the route that we're taking. And basically today we started at Big Brushy, which is right about there. We parked there and got out, and we've hiked around the trail up what looks like Brushy Mountain, around, and we're at Brushy Mountain Shelter right now. This is where we're sitting, taking a little break. We'll get back on the trail, and we're gonna follow it around, and it looks like we're gonna Forestry Road 76, Buck Knob. Looks like we're gonna be in that parking area, or at least gonna pass it, and then we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna go around and just continue on up the trail, up and around. Looks like Foreshey Mountain. around until we get to Turner Gap. Turner Gap's where we're going to camp for the night. Now, unfortunately, this is the second map of the series. It only gets me to this shelter basically, and it runs out. So I have tomorrow's trip, the 15 miles I have tomorrow, are not on the map. So I've ordered the new map to get me the rest of the way, all the way into Oklahoma, but it hasn't made it in yet. I ordered it off of Amazon. Should be here Monday, so my next trip I'll have it. But anyway, this map's going to run out. Of course, I have Gut Hook, and I've got another portion of a map that I'll show you that I took pictures out of the book, out of the Ouachita Trail book. So anyway, that's the route we're going to take. Okay, we're still moving along. As you can see, just not a lot of views today. There's just not any due to all the fog, the rain. So we're moving along, but saw these huge rocks along the trail. We're right about, I know there's a mile marker here real close by. And we're just moving right along, but I just hadn't been able to take any pictures as far as scenery and all because of all the fog. And but I wanted to check back in and kind of see the huge rocks along the trail. And like I said, I know there's a mile marker very close to this location. Doesn't look like it's right here, so it must be a little bit farther down the road, but anyway, I'll check back in. Okay, we're slowly approaching the sign. And it appears to be a road. Whoa. A little slippery out here. It's been doing a lot of raining off and on. But looks like that sign's been kind of torn. This one says Ouachita Trail. Oh, there's another sign up that path. And then here we see appears to be a picnic table and a tree that that's fallen that's got blue paint on it. So I'm guessing that we're still going out and gonna cross this road. Come on, Carmen, up the road. There you go, girl. Good girl. Anyway, we're reaching this road. Yeah, it's got a sign that says Ouachita Trail, and it's crossing the road, and this is FS 48. So, and there's blue paint, as you can see, and it's across the road, and looks like somebody's cached a little water up here. I guess is a great place to put some. But it looks like it's been used a couple of times because there's not much left in it. It says it's Kirby Amos. Not sure, but anyway, we're at the trailhead. Much without seeing blue paint, because I did and ended up down there. There's a road down at the bottom of that. So I had to bushwhack back up here to get back on trail because I knew I hadn't seen any blue paint, but there's streamers the whole way. So I just got concentrated on those streamers and just kept walking. So anyway, we're back on track now. But we probably lost a couple miles going the wrong way by the time we went one way and had to turn around and come back. So anyway, it's kind of a tricky little turn, but just keep your eyes on the prize, which is the blue paint. Let's go, girl. Come on. Good girl. All right, let's see what you do. Okay, no big deal. Okay, looks like we're slowly approaching a road, maybe a crossing of some kind. There's probably some beautiful sights that way, but you can see we're still covered up with fog, so still no views today, but we're closing in on FS 76, it appears. Looks like we're gonna cross. Looks like it's marked really well. Just another gravel road, basically. But easy to follow. Blue paint on the tree. No problem here. We're gonna move on. It's the first time that I actually been able to see any mountains. We've climbed plenty on this route, don't get me wrong. We've climbed plenty of them, but you couldn't see them because of all the fog. But now you can kind of, the fog is starting to lift a little bit. Of course, it's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I don't know, we're probably 5 or 6 miles away from camp. And we're moving right along. But it's been raining off and on, and it's I guess in the upper 30s right now. And we haven't had much of a view because of all the fog, but we're moving along. We just gotta keep it going. If anything clears up and when we reach a view of some sort, I'll check back in. Up the trail, girl. Up the trail. Well, that's one way to skin a cat, ain't it? Moving up the trail. We passed a couple hikers going the opposite direction, but they were cutting off onto the main road to pick up a water cache. But you can see it's, I think it's around 2 o'clock p.m. And you can see we're still covered with clouds, fog, you name it. But anyway, we're still moving up the trail. I guess we're probably, we got to be close to 5 miles from shelter. So anyway, we'll check back in. And a deer ran right in front of Carmen. And she did really well. I mean, they were within 20 feet of each other. The deer went down the hill. Not sure exactly if it laid back up, but we're just a little over a mile from reaching the shelter. I think it's called Turner Gap or something like that. But anyway, we're about a mile out, a little bit more, and we're running this ridge now. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down, but right now I'm thinking we'll be on this ridge just for at least a part of this mile, a good part, and then we'll hopefully dive back down, not up. But anyway, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're doing okay. We're gonna get in there before dark. But that was pretty cool. That doe was within 20 feet of her, and it was crazy. But she did really well, because she's definitely on the fast track. She acts like she might see something else. No telling. But anyway, I'll check back in a little bit. Carmen. Okay, girl. We finally see a signed shelter. It's 4:15. It's gonna cut back left and probably go over the ridge somewhere, but anyway, we've finally made it to the shelter sign. So we're gonna make this climb to the left here and see if we can get set up in the shelter tonight. Okay, it's pretty windy getting down here, but we finally have made it down to the shelter. It's pretty neat how you have to wind down all the way down to the shelter. It's a little, I wouldn't say there's much water down here, even with all the rain. There might be just a tad in little puddles. That's about it. But we've definitely made it. And let's see what the name of this shelter is. It looks like somebody left a bunch of wood in the fire pit. They probably couldn't even get it started. As much rain as they've had. Okay. Turner Gap Shelter. All right. Oh, there's even a cooler down here. This may have some goodies. It seems like I may have read about that. But picnic table. Pretty nice little setup here. Nice view. Huge cliff. Ooh, some scary looking trees that fell over, but they fell the right way. There's definitely some, okay. So if push came to shove, you got a little fire pit over here. You could actually sit back there. But anyway, I think we're gonna get in here and get settled for the night. But I heard about that cooler, so I'm gonna have to check it out, at least see if it has water in it. But anyway, we're gonna get unpacked, and we've made it. The first half. I think it should be somewhere around 16 plus with some of that bushwhacking we did, but anyway, I'll post it. Well, we're getting settled in. I'm not sure what time it is, but we're gonna call it a night. And I need to tell you guys about this little lantern. I know you can't tell, but this entire room is completely lit up by this little bitty flashlight lantern. I'll have to tell about that, but anyway, we're gonna settle in for the night and get up early and get started again. Well, good morning. It's 7:30, and Carmen and I are packed up, and we're ready to head back out from Turner Gap. We're gonna get on the trail. We got about, I was looking at my map, and I'm thinking we're about 12 miles, 13 miles out. Not 100% sure, but as long as we stay on the path, we should be good. But anyway, we didn't have any cell service sitting here at the shelter, but we just walked up the hill just maybe 50 yards, and we did. So just something to keep in mind, but really nice shelter. We're gonna check out and get back on the trail. This first hill is gonna be a pretty big deal, I understand. It's about a 1,000-foot climb within less than a mile or two. So anyway, we're heading out. Well, I don't know if you can tell it all, but this mountain is getting tougher and tougher. Carmen, up the trail, up the trail, up the trail, up. She doesn't know what. She says, I'm already 100 yards in front of you. All right, let's go. Up the trail. Up the trail. But you can see that there's not near as many switchbacks, and some of these hills are pretty tough, but manageable. You can see I still have not seen sun in 2 days. Still cloudy. At least it's not raining today. But anyway, I'm just checking in. When I get to the top of the mountain, I'll check back in. Well, I'm making it to the top of this mountain. I'm making some headway. I guess I'm about 3/4, well, I think maybe about halfway, but as you can see, that's an open space, and there's nothing but clouds and fog, and I don't know, but you're not gonna see a whole lot. You can kind of see I don't know if you can see any of the ice forming on some of these branches, but it's pretty cool. I know it's in the it was just at 32 this morning, or actually I think it showed 35, but in the middle of the night it was right at 32, and said it felt like 29. Of course, that's not up here on the mountains, that's just wherever they're taking the weather from. But I'm still up on this mountain, making a little progress, but we just got a long ways to go. But you can see down in the valley, that's all you see. And I guess it's going to be like that probably most of this trip today. I got to get to Foran Gap. I'm showing I've got about 11 miles left. And we're just up on this little hill. And I guess I have a huge hill still to climb. But anyway, we're making do pretty well. And it's nice out. It's just a little crisp. And I could see during the summer months, I bet this is a bear going through here with all these thickets. And so this is probably where they talk about being a lot of briars, etc. Which there's their share of them, but at least right now in the winter, it's not as bad. But anyway, we're gonna mosey on down the trail. None of it seems to slow her down any. She's been leading me by quite a bit. I guess because she's drank a lot of her water, so her pack weight's a lot lighter today than it was yesterday, because she was carrying more of her own water. and she tends to lead me a little more when she's got less weight. So anyway, we're gonna mosey on up this mountain, and I'll check in a little bit. Okay, we've made it to the top of this mountain. I marked it on the map, and exactly where we're at. You can see it's basically the same. That's the direction we came from. Of course, we're heading west to Foran Gap. I can tell you, I don't think they really believe in switchbacks on this particular mountain. There's not many of them, at least going westbound. I don't know about eastbound. Of course, I'm going to go down that side of the mountain, but anyway, we're at the top. I'm going to take just a break here for a second, and then we're going to get back on the road. Carmen. Okay, we've just crossed that highway there. We're over here in the parking area. It's just off the highway. That's the Foran Gap parking right here. You can see, I guess on my next trip on my way west, I'll go this direction and up that trail. But that'll be the next adventure. So we've completed it. We're waiting on our shuttle, and then we'll get head back home. We're gonna check out, and we'll wrap this one up. It's been a great hike. Really cold and crisp, but a good hike.